back to the channel. I thought it would be really fun to have a look at all the different winter pages you can color in the winter season. I've come to realize that seasonal colorists are quite popular, and it is fun to try and color in your favorite season or the seasons as they arrive. And I thought it would be helpful to pull out all the books that I've got and find winter pages that can be colored in. So I might color some of these pages. I am in no ways going to color all of these suggestions, but if you have any of these books and would like to know what sort of things you can color in for winter without having to necessarily go and buy specific winter books, then I hope that this video will be of help to you. So I'm going to clear off my desk and I'm going to show you what I have found. So first up is Chris Riddle. If you do have Chris Riddle's book, again, this isn't a coloring book, it's an actual reading book with quotes in it on hugs. I just wanted to satisfy my curiosity and see what his pictures would look like if they were colored in. So I thought I would show you the winter type pictures you could color in here. So here you've got the polar bears. And now you could color this as a normal bear, or you could color it as a grizzly bear, a black bear, or a polar bear. I think you could make it any way you like. So there's that one for you. Then there is the gingerbread men. So again, because it's Christmas, you could color that in. Just practice your gingerbread. And if you want, there is another page in here on snowmen. So if you haven't colored it, you could do the snowmen. I've colored mine, so I will possibly do one of those other two or both of them. We'll see. So that is my winter suggestions for you in 100 Hugs by Chris Riddle. Next up is Die Welt unter der Lupe Zulandi by Rita Berman. And there are a couple of winter pages you could do in here. You could do, just bring you out a little bit. There we go. So you could color in this page here. It makes a lovely winter scene. You can, if you don't like these circles, you could cover it up and you could add your own splashes. You can see the reindeer. It's a reindeer. It's wearing a scarf. You've got some berries, some holly berries, some mistletoe berries. So you could really go to town here and check it out. So yeah, that's another suggestion for you. Of course, there is this page here where you could focus on maybe those circle effects or square effects, or you could maybe draw a snowflake yourself, and you could then create one of those effects, or you could just color the page. Over here we have a winter hare, so that's another option for you. And if you like this sort of style, then there is also the bear. You could create a bear, turn these into mountains. It's not my favorite picture, so I won't be coloring this myself, but that is another winter page you could do. So those are my suggestions in Rita Berman's Die Welt unter der Lupe Zulandi. I have one suggestion in Main Race durch Europa, and it is, I think it's this one. So there are, so it's really just this one here. So you've got the house, you've got snow here. It's almost like an autumn into a winter scene. You could do snow on the trees, and you could even remove the grass and just create snow here. So yeah, that is another option for you. Sort of a in-between seasons, if you like. You could do this one as well. Again, here you've got the deer, the bird, and the reindeer. You've got the antlers kind of as one of those menorahs. I think that's what they're called. So yeah, so that's another winter scene you could do. And that's about it, really. Yeah, I don't think this one's very wintry. But you could turn it into winter if you want, because you've got the beavers hibernating. You could turn this into snow. You've got the hare, the owl. So yes, so these pages you could turn into winter pages. So they're not very Christmassy, and yeah, it will work. So those are my suggestions in Ming Ray's Dirt Europa or My Travel Through Europe by Rita Berman. Then next is Fairy and Fantasy Grayscale Coloring Book. And in here, I would suggest the Polar Bear's Comfy Evening. He's cozy inside reading a book. He's got his knitting. He's got a hot drink. He's really just enjoying himself or herself. Then there's this one. So a Cup of Warmth. Yeah, it looks autumnal because you have got the leaves, but you know, when winter we also do like a hot drink, so you could do this one as well. Here is definitely one you could do, Small Wonders. You can clearly see the snow, babies all cuddled up and ready for being outdoors. So yeah, so this one really, really lovely. You could do a snow owl here. Just quickly checking if there's any more you could do. Yeah, if you wanted to do something fun and do a pastel, you could do the Sugar Plum Fairy. It's not really connected to any season, so that's a loose option. So yeah, those are my suggestions in Fairy and Fantasy to Grayscale Coloring Book by Christine Karen. Then in Mythographic Magical Earth, I have one suggestion for you if you're up for the challenge, and that is this beautiful page here. So for me personally, the challenge would be all the lighting from the lamps and then the northern lights, blending it out seamlessly into the background. So yeah, that is my suggestion in Magical Earth by Joseph Katzenbang. Next up is Mythographic Frozen Fantasies. Now, most of this book you could color in during the winter months. I think it's just a matter of going through the book and picking out what you would like to do and what you would like to color. For me, I would love to color, I quite like this one, this dragon. The reindeer is another option. So I'm just showing you what I would choose, but again, you could pick just about any one. I really love this page, so I'm also leaning towards this page, but I would blot out all these circles and planets. I don't think it's really necessary. And I would just have a night sky background and then the centerpiece here. Next, I would possibly look at doing this one. It's very icy, and I think coloring the orca would be quite easy and simple to do. So I'd quite enjoy that one. This is another option because you've got your polar bear. It's very, very wintry. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you could pick just about any one and do it from here. This one's got your snowflakes, so you could have it that the griffin is releasing snowflakes onto the magical world, or you could just have this one because it's fun. I think this one, when you're coming towards spring, would be a great one because you've got your flowers coming in. So I might do this one closer to spring. And yeah, I think that's about it. Possibly this one as well in February, around February. But yeah, so those are some of my thoughts on Mythographic Frozen Fantasy by Fabiana Atanasio. If you have a specific page you would like a color along in, please let me know in the comments and I will happily do that for you. Then I do have a page in Christmas Charm Coloring Book. Now this one is, I didn't tag it, sorry. Oh, I didn't tag it. I would do Joy to the World. Just for a challenge with learning how to do fruit and other things. It still reminds me of Christmas cheer, so I'd probably look at doing this in about January, when I'm just needing a pick-me-up. The rest of this is very much Christmassy, so a lot of it, unless you want to color in after Christmas, you might put it away. So that's probably the only page I would color in after Christmas in this book. Then in Fragile World by Kirby Rosanas, I would suggest these two pages, or one of them. Oh my goodness, I really need to zoom you out. So the first one is this one, which is, I think, a leopard, a snow leopard. So you can see very wintry. And then here on the opposite side, you have the red panda, also very wintry. So I would most likely do the background the same on both pages and then try and complement the colors where I could. And I'd probably use the same pencils or the same color combo for the branches and the trees, and possibly even the ground. But the only difference would be the animals. I would probably create them slightly different depending on, I'd probably make this more of a snow leopard. So the leopard would be more the snow leopard, but I would check in the back and confirm. And then the red panda obviously has more red, white and black to him. So the creatures will be different, but everything else would be the same. So that is my recommendation in Fragile World by Kirby Rosanas. Then in the other Creative Haven books I've got Autumn Charm by Teresa Goodrich, and I would do this page. It doesn't have a lot linking it to Christmas. You might have gone to the shops and bought yourself a bouquet of flowers just to cheer you up. You've got a good book, some cookies, some hot drinks, and you could do the background to resemble a table. So it's linked to autumn, but you could do it for during winter as well. So that's one I would recommend. And then if you're like me and you live in the UK where it rains more than it snows, I would do this page, because you've got the wellies on, you've got the raincoat, she's got the umbrella. She may not have a beanie, although you could draw in a beanie if you wanted. You could draw in a scarf. But I have a very specific plan for this page, and it has to do with a very limited color palette and one other color. But that's all I'm going to say because I actually want to do this one. So yeah, those are my two suggestions in Autumn Charm by Teresa Goodrich. And then in my favorite Teresa Goodrich book, Country Charm, I have two other suggestions, which is this one. Again, nothing very Christmassy, so you could do it any winter month and it would work really, really lovely. Again, you wouldn't have to work on too much texture on the horses if you don't want to. You could focus just on the mane and the tail, and then you could do some texture on the dog and the cat. But the rest is pretty straightforward and simple, and you have quite a lot of snow. Then another one you could do would be this one. It's warm and cozy. Maybe you've gone away for a little bit, you've come back, your home. Maybe you were away for the winter holidays or the Christmas holidays and you've come back. So yeah, I think this one's a neutral page. You could do it any season. So if you were up for it and inspired, you could color in this one. So those are my recommendations in Country Charm by Teresa Goodrich. Next up is Kingdom of Curious Creatures, a fairy tale adventure book by Kanoka Igusa, better known as Minuet de Bonheur. And I would recommend, which I didn't tag. Oh dear, I ran out of tags. Sorry guys. Here we go. So you could do this one for Christmas, or you could do this one. So you've got, you know, the mistletoe, you've got the berries, but it's quite a wintry one. You could make it Christmassy or you could not. I don't think it really matters, but if you wanted something fun to do, a Kanoka Igusa page, yeah, this one would be a good page. And then I did have another one. No, just this one. The other one is my whip. So yeah, so that's what I would suggest for winter. And then if you want to do this one for Christmas, you can do this one. So yeah, that is my suggestion from Minuet de Bonheur by Kanoka Igusa. Then in Garden of Fairy Tale Animals, Curious Collection of Creatures to Color, better known as Rhapsody in the Forest by Kanoka Igusa, I can recommend this double page spread. If you're up for the challenge, or maybe you don't want to do too much wintry stuff, you just want one big one. So yeah, you've got the chapel, you've got the dogs, a lot of lighting going on, and a lot of snow. But also really, really fun. And again, because you've got the flowers, it could be coming towards the end of winter. So yeah, I think this could be a very fun page to color in. So yeah, that is another option for you in Rhapsody in the Forest or Garden of Fairy Tale Animals by Kanoka Igusa. And then in Gnomes in the Neighborhood, an artist coloring book, by Denise Klett. There are quite a few pages in here. And who doesn't love some gnomes to cheer you up on a cold, miserable January or February? No, I'm not. It's not that bad. So here you've got this page here with the snowmen. You can do ice skating. Maybe sledding. So that one would be also quite easy to do, not really difficult, just have to do the snow. I would do the snow, the background first, get the trees done, quite easy. Here you could have the gnomes building a snowman, and you could even put on Frozen. You know, there's that song, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? So you could take inspiration from there. You've got these girls with their snowman. And I think that is it. Yeah, so those are all the winter themed pages in Gnomes in the Neighborhood by Denise Klett. So those are all my recommendations and suggestions to you for winter coloring pages. You can very easily just go through your coloring stash, your coloring book collection, and just pick pages that you would like to color and see how you could use a winter themed color palette. So you're not limited to winter only themed coloring books. You can take any other book, find the winter pages, color those in, or challenge yourself to coloring a page you like with a winter themed palette. So if there is anything that you would like to see colored in as a color along, or any page you would like to see colored in a winter theme color palette, please feel free to let me know in the comments below, and I will happily film it for you. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. It's been inspirational. If you've enjoyed it, please do like, subscribe, and comment below, as it helps to support my channel. And happy winter coloring. I look forward to seeing what you color in. Until next time, everyone, take care.